Hi Martin, it's Vatsala here. I'm so glad to finally get a chance to see you rather in person, hear your voice. Before I begin, I want to really thank you for volunteering to help me out with my very first video interview. I'm going to try not to take too much of your time. So essentially, what I'd like to request you to do is to first, introduce yourself properly. I've researched you and I'm fully aware of your credentials, and to be quite honest with you, quite small. So
Hello Vatsala, nice to meet you too. Very pleased to help if I can. I've been an IT consultant for many years, but I've had quite a varied career path. I started off by training to be a teacher for 3 years back in the 70s, then started working for my father's business as a quantity surveyor, and went to take a degree in surveying and worked with a couple of large QS practices in London. That's where I discovered my love of IT, and that was back in the days of the PC just coming out. And I concentrated more over the years on IT than on quantity surveying, but been pretty much involved in the construction industry and IT for most of that time. Been designing and building database systems for the construction industry, working as an independent consultant. A couple of years ago I realised that I'd committed the cardinal sin of quite a few self-employed people, that I'd become too reliant on one client and my marketing was nowhere. Decided I needed to get my act together, so over the last 4 or 5 years I've been building up my knowledge and expertise in business building and trying to align that with knowledge of how the technology works. I set up Martin Socially as a social media blog, as the first step to building my own online business. It's but it is the sort of accumulation of several years of reading, building knowledge, and interacting on social media. So there we are. That's me. I'll see if I can skip forward to your question
that's thank you, Martin. The first question that I would like you to answer for the viewers is actually more a piece of your views on the need of being focused by running an online internet-based business. And after that, I'd also like you to give some guidance for my needs, ideas with it.
Right. On the subject of focus, I suppose it's one of the paradoxes that we have now so much on the internet, so much free stuff, so many cheap or pay by the yard services, and it's very easy to get too hung up on exploring absolutely everything and forgetting about the core things that you need for your business. I think I suppose the problem is that the internet's just too interesting, really. But I think what you need to focus on, if you're going to build a business in the online world, it is different to having a local business. In a local business, you get to know the people around you, the other businesses, and you build up a network people that you know and who will recommend you. On the internet, you're literally open for business to everybody, anybody in any country, and trying to satisfy the requirements of several billion people is practically, well, is an impossibility. But you need to be open to all the possibilities that are available. And so there tends to be a feeling, certainly I've found this over the years with social media, there's a tendency to try to spread yourself too thinly, that you get involved in so many things, and what you really need to do is focus on the path that you want your business to take, and always be receptive to suggestions, to ideas, but not to go spend too much time chasing after various different ways. It's very important, I think, to sort out exactly what it is that you can do for your customers, and in many ways make yourself attractive, authentic, trustworthy to those people, and they will come to you. You can't expect a million people, you probably don't want a million people to be emailing you every day and asking you to do stuff for them. I think the important thing to remember is that with an online business, you are making yourself available to the public.
That's this business. And after that, I'd also like you to give some guidance for my needs. I deal with your career business professionals who are starting studies, and the team is invariably for them, they need to somehow move ahead. So the first question that I would ask you is, what was your tipping point when you just decided that enough is enough and that you have to move?
Right, the tipping point. I think a while back, my largest client decided that they needed a new system to replace the one that I'd built for them. Well, this is one that I'd built up for. Excuse me. Yeah, so they decided they needed a new system to replace the one that I'd built for them. And to cut a long story short, they'd now become a business that was much bigger than me, and so I didn't actually get the job of building it. At which point I realised that I'd no longer had a market for my talents, basically. As you'll gather, I'm well over the age of 50, and the IT world is largely focused on the youth, and there's not much place for my sort of experience. So I very quickly realised that I was going to have to learn all there was to know about marketing, building up my networks, and working out how to build a business for myself. There was no point in sort of waiting for somebody to come and offer me a job. I was going to have to go out there and do it myself. I've been involved in social media for over 5 years now, and I've been building up various sort of small communities, and built up quite a lot of understanding of how these things work. So being able to mix that expertise with the technical expertise which I've built up over the years, I've come up with the idea really of wanting to build my business as an online business and help people to build their businesses using the free and very cheap services that are now available on the internet. Most of them are very easy to use. It's just that there are an enormous number of them, and they're all slightly different, and it's not. It can be a bit of a challenge trying to work out the best way to use these things. So I feel there's a place for somebody with my experience to help people in that way. I also feel that it's very important that if you're going to build your own business, to try to be as independent as possible. If you have to rely on venture capitalists or banks, that's just adds another layer of complexity. If you've got a good idea, if you just need a hand with the technology, then it's much better to buy that sort of technology by the yard and manipulate it to the way you want your business to work. The most important thing, I feel, is that if you're going to do it, you need to have a network of people around you. You've got to build a tribe, a community, an audience. That's what I'm doing at the moment, and whilst I'm doing it, I'm also going to be trying, via Martin Socially, to pass everything I learn on to other people trying to do the same thing.
Please, what would be your one piece of advice to career professionals who actually want to get ahead? And you have done extremely well in your career, and so you started Martin Social and Martin Strategic efforts.
One piece of advice. I think the well, as I said in the last question, the most important thing you can do is build a network, but it's got to be the right sort of network. I see an awful lot of businesses who think that the way to use social media is to basically just broadcast their message. They expect everybody to follow them on Twitter and like their pages on Facebook, but they hardly ever interact with those people. In fact, they try very hard not to. And I feel that they're missing a trick. Your network isn't necessarily your customers. It's the people that like what you're doing and are interested in what you're doing. And in order to build up a sufficient volume of people behind you, you have to be interesting to as many people as possible. And by that I mean that your product is not necessarily going to be the most important thing in 99% of the people you talk to on social media's life. The intersection between your product and their life is going to be vanishingly small. So you've got to find out what they like, what they're interested in, and help them with that. Genuinely do what you can to brighten their day. Share stuff that everybody that you genuinely believe will be of interest to the people that you interact with on Twitter and Facebook. Most people are quite happy to learn a little bit about what you do and what you're selling to people, and you may well find that some of the people who really enjoy the the pictures of cats that you share also might actually mention that they've come across this person who shares great pictures of cats, but is also a business advisor, and before you know it, you've got 3 or 4 other people who are interested in what you're doing. And as long as you're not pushy, most people will go along with that and they'll be happy. The people that you are selling to are the people who really need your product and will come across what you're doing because you've made a name for yourself. They will contact you, and it's a matter of just making sure that you are available when somebody needs you and is prepared to pay what it